Hello and welcome to the Away Day Experience Show. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
And we're at the Pear at Parley in West Parley, a beautiful place to come and have a drink out in the sun or have some of their exquisite food. Top place to go, Tom.
Oh, absolutely. There's a reason we do all our shows, so many shows out here, because it's a great place to come. So get yourself down there. It's a lovely place. Staff brilliant.
And being the Away Day Experience Show, there might be a few Coventry City fans on. Sorry, mate, shot my load, but that's who we're doing this week. Coventry City. I know you usually don't like doing the introduction, don't you?
I normally do my little click.
Do you want to do it again then?
No.
All right, mate.
Yeah, let's do the click. Let me do the click.
There it is.
There it is.
You've still got the magic.
Thank
and
you.
look, on this show, we talk about all of the things we thought were good and bad about the away day experience. And they're done on a tier list overall. This is the tier list so far. Let's have a look. Here it is. That is where the teams are at, Tom. And you know what, mate? There are some side, we filled out that decent category, haven't we? West Bromwich Albion was the last addition to that category. After that, of course, we did the Sheffield United show, whereby they finished in so-so. But we got a number of categories. Can you talk us through them, mate?
I absolutely can, and I think it's nice to see that it's kind of way towards the top end, because it has been a good experience going on the road this season, hasn't it, in general. But yeah, right at the bottom, there's only one team in it. Apologies if you're a Preston fan, but you're an absolute dog at the moment. In now, mate, is the next category, and we've got a couple in there as well, but not too many. And I always caveat this, don't I? It's nothing to do with on the pitch.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with what happens on the pitch, because we beat Stoke and they're in now, mate.
Yeah.
So that says it all. So, that's kind of middle category, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some good parts and bad parts. Decent, as I say, very, very good away day. More than happy with it. But you've got to be special to get in that top category of yes, lads. Only the two in there currently, Bristol City and Blackpool. They were the top ones. But yeah, there's a lot of categories in there. But yeah, we try and make it as fair as we can.
Yeah, we got two Bs, but can the Sky Blues get into that category? Well, to do that, you've got to score really well on a number of different points. And, well, we've got 6 points that we cover, Tom. What are they?
We start with the pre-match experience. So that's kind of, obviously, before the game, get into there, wherever you're going. If you're going to a pub, if you're going to a cafe, if you're going to some food. Before the game, parking, all that good stuff. Then we go on to the stadium itself. So how's the stadium in general? And what's it like to look at from the outside, from inside. Then we go on to underneath, the concourse, the facilities, what's that like there? And then branch into that further by talking about the food and drink and what the kind of options are there. Then go back into that stadium thought process and go into the view. Some have pillars, some don't. What's the view like? And then finally, the home fan decibel level. How loud are them home supporters? Because we all know, generally, as away fans, you get it pumping a bit more. But how are the home fans? Because we've been a little bit disappointed with that over the course of the season.
Already, I've got a particular tier list rating in my head based on you reminding me of the categories. But look, we leave our bias at the door. Nothing to do with the result. We pummeled them 3-0. It's got nothing to do with that. Yeah. So, Cov fans, if you're watching and you want some more EFL content, well, we're going to only be in this division for a short while, but why not subscribe anyway and follow us to the Premier League? Hopefully you'll join us next season. We won't get relegated next season, if we're going up.
You have just been invited yourself to get memed up, mate. But yeah, match of the day next season for us. So yeah, if you wanted to enjoy the EFL content that we've done on a very short amount of time, then go and watch it, mate, because we won't be here for too much longer.
Pre-match experience then, going to Cov, it's actually a pretty short journey really, 3 hours or so.
Basically Warwick, isn't it?
Yeah, basically Warwick. And we went to a pub, we targeted the Longford Arms, the Longford Engine. Look, there were a couple of options here pub-wise. There were a few, some busier than others. There was also the Grosvenor Casino as well that's attached to the stadium, which I think is actually a massive plus point.
And we're leaving that in. Plus point, yeah.
Plus point. Because not often can you drink... So, I mean, obviously you can get beer in the concourse, but somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, but obviously being a casino, only 18 plus, which is...
Why are you looking at me? I'm 30. But yeah, we had a few kids with us and stuff as well, didn't we? Steve's boys were with us.
Yeah.
And we had Ben Phillips as well. So yeah, it's... But I like that, unique, a bit different. So yeah, good that they've got that option. I think there was a few Bournemouth fans, not too many, in the Coach and Horses.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a few options, but as you say, we went to the Longford Engine, mate, and it was busy, but I liked it.
Yeah, and Steve managed to park there. I parked just around the corner, and just be wary that around that whole area they do have like what's called arena event day parking restrictions. So you got to watch out, watch the signs, because they're not repeated on every lamppost, but as soon as you enter one of those zones, it's really clear. And look, you could get a ticket. But there is club official parking nearby. We managed to get a space nearby on a road that wasn't restricted. Steve managed to park in the pub, very small car park, so you'd have to get there really early. And the pub itself, lovely setting.
Loved it.
On the side of a canal. It's got a sort of veranda that looks over it. The pub's of a decent-ish size, but early doors, mate, queues nearly onto the road, mate.
Yeah, they were massive. We managed to get our first kind of drink in quite easily.
Lucky there.
Yeah, and then straight after I thought we should have doubled up here because it's going to be a nightmare. And we were at the door, and big up Jeff Hayward from the podcast. We're at the back of the queue, we're at the door, we're thinking, what's going on here? We're never going to get to the front. Jeff sends us a little message, refilm at the front, absolute dream. So thank you, Jeff. But yeah, it got really busy, which can happen. You know, we took a fair whack of supporters up there. And I think, as we say, what a caveat in there that we're going off that day, and it was a nice day weather-wise, and that helped because they have a lot of space outside. If it was raining, I think it would have been a shocker because it wasn't the biggest.
Yeah.
Because the weather was nice, it was lovely. And I tell you what, TV's outside watching the early kick-off.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really enjoyed that. But yeah, it was busy.
Yeah,
I mean, busy.
Just imagine if it was pissing down, like you say, like the kind of Watford pub, the Oddfellows or whatever. It would have been the similar, and it wouldn't have been as good. I think there was a bit of shelter on the lower outside bit, a bit of shelter there, but then it wouldn't have been too great on a rainy day. And it was quite picturesque, and the queues for the bar were so busy that some people that I won't mention went to the local Nice shop and got some beers and brought them in and put them in their pint glasses. So fair play.
Yeah.
Cracking idea there. But you know what? We did manage. That kind of queue was about 20 minutes and it was long, and then it went down quite quickly. So they put more staff on, and they had a single queue until you got to the bar, which made sense, and then you could go to the bar staff.
I thought the staff dealt with it quite well, actually.
Yeah,
they were really good. I said to one of the staff, I said, you must be absolutely shattered. Off their feet she was. But yeah, fair play to them. They've done all they could. You know, you got a lot of fans in there. But really enjoyed it, mate. And yeah, the weather helped. But listen, that was the day we went there, so they're going to score better because of that. But I really liked it. It's actually one of only two in this division that I've never been to. Hull was one of them, which we'd done earlier in the season. But so I was really looking forward to going to Coventry, and beforehand, didn't know what to expect. I enjoyed it.
I'm trying to work this out, mate. I haven't thought this beforehand. Nottingham Forest, there was a canal that almost went through the pub, whatever it was called, the Canal Side or Canal House or something. We won that game. Peterborough, we were on a barge. We didn't lose.
Yeah, no.
Coventry, I mean, there's a habit here. Love a canal. That's our mode of transport for the next away game.
Love a canal. Just look for a canal every game. even Fulham, we went on a boat.
Yeah.
So that's, water related, and we didn't lose. So yeah, like a bit of water. Love a duck as well. Underrated animal.
Mate, I'm getting a dinghy to the next game. Honestly, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
I'll have to do it, mate.
Mate, out of 10, what are you going for?
I'll tell you what, it was pushing an 8, but because of how busy it was, not their fault, because how busy it was and the time to get a jam, I'm just going to get it a 7, but it's a high 7, but 7 for me.
Yep, I think that's absolutely fair. At this point, I also want to mention the Sky Blues fans inside the pub. I chatted to a number of them.
Really nice.
Really nice blokes. And you get this with a lot of Midlands clubs. I mean, each club have got their own, sort of element within it that are maybe less savoury, but they're so down to earth. Really nice people in the pub, and we got a lot of them on the vlog. Check out the card at the top of the screen if you want to see some raw content from that game. But got to say, their fans are really good, and they actually told us the quickest way to walk to the stadium, because if you look at Google Maps, it would tell you one way, but we walked by the canal side, went over a couple of bridges, and we were by the Coventry Building Society Stadium. I said the Rico so many times, but that's what it's called now. But and it's and that brings us onto the stadium.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, that is possibly one of my favourite stadiums in the Championship. It really is. I know you've got the kind of old school antiquatedness of Kenilworth Road and other grounds like that, but I really did like it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And as I say, it was the first time I've been there, and really, really nice stadium. I know a few. Obviously, we got separated. You sat in a different spot, and I know a few people that went. As I say, we took a decent following, and everyone in all different spots I tried to find were all like, "Oh, this is great." They all said the same thing from the stadium, you know, and from the outside it was really nice. So yeah, it took a bit of time for them. I know they had to play at St Andrews, they've had to play at Northampton, I think. It's taken a bit of time, and I'm really glad they got their spot there because, as you mentioned previously, with their supporters as well, they're almost, if the league stopped now, I'm cheering on Coventry next season. I don't know about you. And there's that Callum Wilson bromance that we spoke about a little bit, but there's something about them that I just think, they remind me a bit of us when we come up from League One, and I do really like them. They play good football. That's by the by. The stadium's lovely. Yeah,
the stadium's, and you know what? Credit to their groundsmen, because there are a number of sides where they're shared, and they share their stadium with Wasps. And sometimes you see the pitch markings, you see sort of evidence that there's rugby being played there, and sometimes the pitch cuts up. I thought the pitch was actually in really good condition, given it's used, more than most. So fair play to the groundsman there. And I just like, we spoke to Andy Jennings at Cherwell Valley Services, who was in the hospitality there.
Underrated service station.
Underrated service station. Everyone goes Warwick, as does...
Cherwell Valley, very underrated.
It is. As does Tyson Fury. Yeah, really. Sam Hicks, AFCB, works for AFCB Community, and also Cherry's fan. I had a picture with Tyson Fury there. What a lad, Sam Hicks. Not a bad guy either. I really like the stadium because the hospitality looked really good, the view looked really good. There's something about it seemed to generate a lot of noise, and we'll talk about that later on. The view, wherever you went, we'll talk about that as well. But all in all, I thought it was really good. They had a really nice memorial garden outside. Surroundings were really good. I'm happy with this one.
Yeah, big from you as well. So your favourite so far. So yeah, and I'm with you. I really enjoyed it. Haven't thought too much into it, but it's up there for me definitely. So I'm going to go for a big 8. Got to be
8 out of 10. Perfect stuff. Thank you very much. Right, Concourse and Facilities, and the first thing I realised when I went in, it was that it was actually very spacious, fairly sort of low ceilings or whatever, but lots of room in there. And Tom, the acid test for you and many other fans is the half-time treatment, and seemed like you could go outside.
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We've had a few this season that have been a bit. They were great. They were really good. The staff was so great as well. Had a little chat to a few of them, and they were brilliant. And we were obviously we were 2 up at half time, and we were singing and dancing and stuff, and they were great. They were really good with us, and they let us. I remember them saying to me, "Oh, you've got to go in a minute. Just don't worry, don't have to rush, but just letting you know." And they were really, really good. And yeah, the facilities were great. And you say about a low ceiling, I'm 5'5", mate, so don't worry about it. But no, really, really good. And to be fair, I think over the course of it, if you averaged it all up, I think most have been pretty good this season. But there has been them few that I think, God, it's really tight in here. And what I normally say is, but maybe, if we took more, if we took less. We took a lot to this game and it still felt spacious. Yeah. So, props to that. I really liked it, mate. I really did like the Concourse and Facilities as a whole. Yeah,
I thought so too. And the toilets were really spacious. There seemed to be a lot of them as well. And can't say anything bad about it, really. Got out of 10, what are you going to go for?
I'm almost edging to a 9, mate. Which I think would be, I want to say, like you said about the stadium, I think it's the best Concourse and Facilities of the season, so that's why I'm going 9.
9. Tom's going for 9. Big 9s. Fair play to the Coventry Building Society arena. I mean, it's just too much. Too much. Right, okay, next we're going to move on to food and drink, and I've got to say that I didn't eat myself, but
You're so trim these days, aren't you? Looking after yourself.
I'm breathing in, mate. I'm breathing in. But a number of people I did speak to, they had their street food, and they said, look, standard fodder, but probably better than standard fodder. Drinks ranges, though, not too sure about the drinks. Can you remember what you had?
Oh God, what did I have? Heineken, I believe.
That's okay.
I want to say Heineken. Yeah, fine, mate. And I had a hot dog, and it was, like you say, street food and stuff.
It's not Carling, is it?
Exactly. So
and it's not
warm. Props to that. Yeah, definitely.
And was it draft as well?
Yeah, it was fine.
It wasn't poured out of a can or anything.
Yeah, no, exactly. We've had a few of them this season, haven't we? But I think that's. I do think, caveat if there's any supporters who maybe, you know, we played them away earlier in the season. It helps. I've worked out doing these reviews. It does help teams if you play them later in the season because you can compare more.
Yeah.
But, you know, credit to Coventry because I thought it was absolutely fine and had a hot dog, absolutely standard, mate. Nothing, you know, not all singing, all dancing, but nothing bad about it either.
I had a hot dog pre-match. Completely forgot.
Fine.
Yeah, no, I had a hot dog, and it was one of those rollover jobbies or whatever, or
Standard.
or an equivalent. Fairly tasty.
Yeah. They rolled over for us, didn't they? Sorry.
Out of 10.
3-0. Yeah, we'll go 7.
7.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, brilliant. So the Rico, I'm going to call it the Rico for the rest of this video.
Yeah, just get over it.
It's a cantilever stadium, so wherever you go, the views are really good. You could go at the very top, like people like James McCaffrey, and also right down to the bottom as well. You could go right down and you saw people with their shirts, signs, can I have your shirt? And you know, we got footage of it that we're showing on screen now. Lewis Cook was at it, Jaden Anthony as well, big Jeff Lerma. Really nice to see people giving away their shirts. One thing I would say about that, right, only do it, like if you, I don't like seeing the same people doing it every week.
It feels a little bit like,
especially when adults have written the signs.
yeah,
and
it feels a little bit like,
them.
yeah, it feels a little bit like the kids are putting the signs out, so the players give it to them, and then the parents sell them on.
Yeah,
and that's what it feels like. Whether that is, I don't know. But yeah, did I get my phone out when Jeff took his top off? Maybe, but I didn't have a sign yet. No, I know what you mean. But it's not just us. It's modern football these days, isn't it?
I don't.
Chuck it on Instagram and all that stuff. So
yeah, I don't like it. And look, if you've got a shirt, a signed shirt from a player, just be thankful that you've got one. Don't try to have a whole wall full of everyone, because there are some people and some kids that would just love that. So
yeah,
share it about if you can.
I'm going to wear my Jeff Lerma signed shirt in the next game now. But no, I know what you're saying. It's modern football these days. But you know, credit to the players, they come over and yeah, they're always got. To be fair, I never doubt our players in that sense. They're really good at that. But yeah, it makes me think. You see the kids get them and just give them to their dad.
Yeah.
And I think if the kids having it, wear them, brilliant. But yeah.
So we were behind the goal, which is really nice. We weren't on the side of a pitch. Excellent view, fairly close to it as well. I really liked it, Tom.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. And like I say, I nearly said it earlier, and then I realised we got to do the view that had a few people like yourself that I knew were spread. So I had a few people I knew that were all in different areas, and everyone said view bang on, absolutely perfect. So yeah, really enjoyed it. And you got you're quite close to the Coventry fans to have a bit of banter, but you're not too close where you're on top of each other. So yeah, really good, mate. These are doing all right, aren't they? I'm going to go for an 8.
There we go. He's gone for 8 out of 10. Right then, finally, home fan loudness as well. I've got to say, I was really impressed. I think that, well, a number of people, including Coventry fans on Twitter, have said that we were a really good set of fans in terms of loudness, which I'm really proud of. I think Chris Temple, in one of his tweets, alluded to that as well. I thought that we made a din there, which is really nice. But the Coventry fans, to their credit, they got behind their boys, and even at 3-0 down, they sounded really loud, and it's that sort of siege mentality that they seem to have there. Yeah,
agree. And I think, you know, if you want to go and check our previous videos, you'll see this, that it's evident that we've lost games away from home this season, and I thought, God, their fans aren't. These were 3-0 down.
Yeah, and they were at it.
Yeah. I thought we were good, but having said that, I like to think, well, we were 3-0 up. So yeah, get that. But Coventry were 3 down, and I could still hear them. And honestly, over 50% of the home fans this season, when we've been on the road, I thought, God, I can't hear them. So yeah, credit to Coventry, and that's probably why I've warmed to them a little bit more as well. I really respected that. I had a good bit of banter with them, like you say, but they were really good and I think they looked at it and kind of thought, yeah, it's a big game for them. You know, if they had won, they'd be banging on that playoff door. We had, they weren't bad. I thought it was 3-0 probably flattered us. We were clinical, but they probably looked at it and went, look at the Bournemouth squad. Yeah. You know, our players haven't done anything wrong here. Really proud of them over the course of the season and kept cheering them on. So, yeah, credit to the Coventry fans, mate. I thought they were really good. And comparing to all other, I can only think of a couple that are on par with them. They were really good.
Okay, I'm no architect. Okay, I'm a web designer, right? But I've noticed there seems to be a correlation with a couple of the grounds that have made a noise, right? So most stadiums, I don't know how I'm going to do this, you have the seats that go diagonally like that, and then the roof comes over like that, right? A noise sort of like so the noise from the top of the stand, it sort of like maybe goes into the roof and like it doesn't really go anywhere. With Coventry, in many parts of their stadium, they had like a wall there that goes up vertically, some of which were hospitality boxes, and then the roof's actually quite high. So it seemed to like keep a lot of the noise in the stadium a lot more, and I don't know if that's something that they've done on purpose, but that kind of design seems to mean that like whatever noise is being generated actually stays in. And for this, mate, I think it should be a good rating.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's in-depth content from you there. Unbelievable.
Architect talk on back of the net. Subscribe.
Subscribe now. Wait, they've done it. I was just thinking that, so another team, because you better remembering.
Yeah.
So I thought Borough were good. What was their stadium setup like? Was it similar or not?
Fairly
Borough,
similar,
Luton.
yeah.
There's a few that are similar. So yeah, interesting. But yeah, mate, they've got to be up there. I'm going to go for an 8. I'm going to go for an 8. And
So
I reckon the average, without looking, for home fan loudness is 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So just to give Coventry credit there. And I don't know if you're going to allow this. We spoke a little bit off air. I might even change to what I told you.
Really?
Well, I'm just thinking about my ratings. I'm just going through it, mate, and I might change.
Okay. Well, look. I can't even remember what you. Oh no, I can remember. Really? Oh my. Okay. Look. I feel at this point we probably need to bring in the views of Access Advisor. Rob Trent couldn't go to this game because he had COVID. Rob, you're probably, by the time this video has gone out, you should be all good now, fingers crossed. But Ben Smith went, and Ben Smith had a cameo role on the free-for-all. He wasn't on the mic, but he was in the background. And like I put on Twitter, on my personal Twitter account, probably improved the intellectual debate by about tenfold, even by his face being on there.
What's that saying about me?
You're terrible.
Yeah, fair play.
And look, he's done a video on Access Advisor, which I implore you check out. And they had fairly easy parking outside the stadium, but they did say that they needed to go through a tunnel and add very poor signage throughout some parts. What they did is they went across the road and had some food, but the stewards there were fairly helpful. They're on a kind of raised platform just behind the pitch, but it's not that, I mean, I'm just looking at it now, it's not that far higher, and it looks a little bit temporary, but the personal assistants sit on the row behind, which is fine. So you're sat in front of them, not next to them, which is okay. He said the access to the concourse is through a locked door, which isn't particularly the best. The accessible toilets, not sure, looked fairly cramped from what I can see. But the stewards, they were fairly friendly. However, at some points of the game, they seemed to block their view, which to be honest, isn't a particularly good look, I've got to say. Overall, they're sort of saying that the experience, accessibility-wise, let them down a little bit, and it was like 3 out of 5, they said, for the ease of access. So I don't know. I don't know, mate.
Making it really difficult for me now. I'm really torn between two.
Okay, well the top. I'm guessing top 2.
They are top 2. That's what I'm. And you know what? Like I say, I said to you before round 1. Then I thought, I might go to the other one. This is kind of on the spot, and they're getting like live kind of. Do you know what I mean? Like my mind's going.
I genuinely don't know where you're going to go with this.
Well, you know what I might do, if you allow me to? I might leave it with you. Because I am torn between them top 2. I'm really, really torn. And I don't know. Right, so one of the best stadiums.
Yeah.
One of the best views. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd say. One of the best home fan loudness, decibel level.
Yeah.
Up there. Everything else, average-ish. There's nothing that's bad. What do you think?
The pub, the queues at the pub.
The queues are killing it, aren't they?
And the accessibility issues.
That's what I'm thinking. I was waiting for the accessibility.
Also troubled me somewhat.
I'll tell you what. How about we go?
Mate.
You ready?
Well, I was trying to find a coin. I got no. Oh, you know.
It's all. Oh, here we go. Are we going to coin it?
We're going to coin it.
Go on, then, coin it, and I'll tell you. Right.
Heads.
Yeah.
Top tier.
Yeah.
Tails.
Decent.
Ooh, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Here we go.
Do they see that?
Okay. It's tails. It's tails. It's tails. There it is.
It's decent.
That is decent. And
But-
you know what? That's a fair rating. That fair rating.
I was going to say, just about to say before you done that I think it should be, it's the best in decent. It's so close to that top tier, but I think when you've got it's not to there, it's because we took a lot of fans, but we're going off the game itself, and it did take a long time to get served.
And the issues that Ben Smith had.
The issues that Ben Smith had has kind of filtered me. So basically, I was going to say decent, and then when I was going through it, I thought, well, I might go top. Ben Smith, I thought, yeah. So I think top of decent's good, but yeah, it's got to be fair, mate, isn't it?
But you know what? Their fans,
But I really enjoyed it.
Their fans are brilliant.
Yeah, really nice guys.
And you know what? We'll have seen all other 20. How many teams in this league?
24.
24.
We're one of them.
We'll have seen all other 23 sides or whatever. And there are a number of sides that when we're in the Premier League, I won't really look in the table. I'm going to look at Coventry's results.
I agree.
Look at Coventry's because their fans were really, really lovely.
There's
people.
three that stick out for me, right? So Luton, because it's like there's something about Luton, isn't there?
I mean, they're a bit like us.
Yeah, a little bit like us. So look out for them. Coventry now, like you say, fans are brilliant. Really enjoyed my experience. And Barnsley were really nice and accommodating.
I love Barnsley.
Yeah, weird, but you kind of get this through going to the away games, which is why I love doing it.
Shall we? Right.
What?
When we're in the Premier League on international.
Because they got an international
League
Barnsley,
One.
League One. Barnsley, I can't wait for it, mate. Barnsley.
Should we do a Barnsley game? Hang on. Wouldn't they be playing Plump?
If they don't go up, Exeter could go up from League Two. Exeter's feasible.
Barnsley, like Joe Beardsall from Red All Over, sorts of ticket for.
I cannot wait to get in that Barnsley away end.
That'd be amazing.
Unbelievable.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Anyway, look, if you're a fan of what we've just said, give this video a like. If you're not, give it a like anyway. And there's this red button in there.
Oh, big red button, subscribe button. Give it a click. If you're Coventry, you're all blue. You're sky blue. You don't want a red button on your screen. Click it, it goes away. But yeah, no, we really appreciate it. I've really enjoyed doing these away day shows. Not many left, mate.
Not many left. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Up the cherries.